subscribe for more videos.
Welcome back, everybody, to some more EU4. He's playing again as these lovely Kongo, and we are in a stalemate of a war. Unfortunately, I don't think this is going to turn out anything useful. Let's see if we can end this directly. No, we're still... See, they've got length of war advantage. Relative strength of alliance is okay for mine, but Britain's military strength is still existent. We have a few war score, basically none. We can't get anything except for the target. And I thought the war target would give us a good chunk, but England's lost everything up here, so to France and Burgundy. So if we can piece out just a white piece with Brittany, that will be great. I don't know if we can white piece France any sooner. No, they're not. None of them are interested in leaving earlier. Well, that's interesting. Burgundy might be willing to... No, they wouldn't. I suppose they wouldn't be willing to take just cash, eh? No. Okay, so Brittany is the plan. We wait until we can piece out Brittany, and we'll come back for that single province later. It's not like they can expand anymore or anything. I thought it would just be an easy pop and take, but no, the English got smoked on the mainland. We lost a bunch of stuff fiddling around with them, so we will leave it at that. You're empty. Let's go grab this guy. Oh, you know what? Here. Yeah, we'll grab him and we'll send him back to here. Send him back to Gabo. Sounds good. The ships will go get him. All right, so lots of things going on. We've got some techs we can spend on, but right now we just have to wait for a little bit. We got one more province, Gabu. We can, I guess it was working on religious work there. So that's our overextension 76.8, which will be dissipating soon. Our budget is pretty trash, partially because of that. The rooting out corruption is ridiculously expensive. Look at that. Wow, 44.25 monthly to reduce corruption by 1 per year. So that's max, but corruption is sitting at 0.89. So it shouldn't take long to reduce it, except for we're actually making a lot of negative corruption, or producing a lot of corruption with that overextension. So 0.38. So it's not going to be easy there. We got a few things we should look at for states. I mean, yeah, we can add this one. Why not? It's in the islands, in the main space that we're going to be using. That one. Back over. No. I don't know that Shamba needs to be a state. Like, what's the advantage that? Would we be able to get some provinces that have some more good stuff if we colonize them? I suppose. So sure, Shamba can be... Tanzania can become a state. Lovely. And then the next one is over here. And this can also become a state. Alright, that's enough of that for now. Buildings, sure, we could do that, but we're going to have some financial issues real soon here. We're at war, so we can't seize, but we otherwise could. So that's going to come up soon. Oh, what? Lacking what? Oh, yes, right. All the cores that we just... things we just added to states. Not dealing with the group yet. We're not doing this trade, this technology yet until we get the global trade, which we're close to being able to buy out. Oh, we're 10.6. We can actually embrace it if we had 3,200 ducats. The loans are about 600 a piece. Close. Thought this was a bug crawling on my screen. I saw this and thought it was a bug crawling on my screen. Zoom so far out. No, I think we're going to... Like, we're hemorrhaging money like crazy. These things will be another year or more. Yeah, August. So in a year and a bit, year and a quarter, 15 months before those mostly clean up the overextension. So... we can wait on the tech. And if we wait a little bit longer, we can get the institution. Is there any that are close? Let's see. Is there any that are actually close? Well, these guys are gaining decently here, right? What's your institution spread on this side? 0.64. That's terrible. Not close at all. Ugh. Yuck, that's bad. Institution filter. Yeah, that is not cool at all. What? Global trade is all over the place over here? Really? That's impressive. What improves it? Trade power at least 45. I mean, these guys don't have 45 trade power. They got like no trade power. What is going to give... Printing press is present. What automatically happens if the printing press is present? That's where we're getting most of it up from. Port neighboring province with global trade helps. And just high trade power. Adjacent has global trade and loyal burghers with 30% land share present. That's quite a particular set of skills. Province trade power 15. So 15 they get 0.3, then 0.6. Yeah. All right. I don't get why they had that other than maybe the capital did something or they bought it in and embraced it. Yeah, maybe. We could do some development for it. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. We have some trade ports up here, for instance. So there isn't, it's not here yet. It's not here yet, but we could trade to improve it. It is present in Benin. Yeah, I don't know that the development of these trade ports is super vital. I don't think so. Oh, that's a good one. They have ivory there. You have slaves. Our Ivory Coast doesn't have ivory. Our Gold Coast doesn't have gold. And our Cape Coast doesn't have capers? No. Alright, well, I think we'll just leave it as is. We'll buy it out, probably, to get the global trade. What's it going to give us to do the estate loan? Estate loans. Indebted to the burghers. Get 5 loans. Let's do that. That is not enough to do the institution. Need 3263. We would need another loan. And then we can embrace the institution. +1 merchant. Nice. Okay. Where do we need more control on the trade? Doesn't matter which way this goes. I'd prefer it actually to go out, but none of these need trade. We have 4 merchants now? 3 merchants now. Where are they? 4 merchants. Australia's given us a merchant. That's cool. Alright, so we got one of them up here in the Gulf of Aden, and that's fine. We have one in Gujarat. We don't have one here. Now that's interesting. We could put our force into moving this stuff through down here, which would be better for us, wouldn't it? We have one in Malacca. If we put one in the Philippines, we would be able to shuffle through south here. But that ends up in Malacca, and not a lot of it moves out. Very little actually moves out here. We want to basically control as much of the Ivory Coast as we can. We don't have anywhere near enough right now. Portugal's and Great Britain are actually controlling, and Spain are controlling substantial portions of this. We just need more trade power ships here, I think. Trade company in here would be weird because we're collecting here. I don't know if we're going to be able to increase our trade power reasonably cheaply here, or if it's going to be like super costly. These ports could all add. That would be good. But they cost like what, 200 ducats to do? Cannot upgrade center of trade during war. Oops, didn't know that. I think it's like 200 and some ducats, whereas a ship is way less than that. Although I think we are over force limit substantially on our ships, and yes, indeed we are. So we need more ship access. That will help. Okay, so let's think about spending on buildings to get ships up. That might be better. That might be a better way. Found Indian Trade Company. An extra merchant. Global trade. Why is that? Kongo has embraced global trade. Own port province in India, China, Japan, or East Indies. Well, there you go. 300 bucks. We have 2 unassigned merchants now. Okay, so let's double backtrack through here. Zanzibar is, well, we only have 64%, but all of it goes forward, right? Wait, what's being retained? Oh, pate. But pate is being absorbed. I don't think we can adjust pates. Can we tell them to... Yes. We can tell them to divert trade now. There we go. So that should give us the full trade control there now. That will make the rest of it be moving forward. Good. That'll help the trade a noticeable amount. And then we want to keep pushing more trade in here. Now, if we go... The Malacca trade is fine, but then we're up here. Our merchants aren't going to shuffle a lot of money in the direction we want. But if I put a merchant in here and send it south, that'd be one thing. But we could also have them in... We're also in here moving trade south. We don't have enough trade power to move a lot south. How much is this thing worth? Well, 32 comes in, it produces 18, so they're at about 50, and then they drop 15 of it out. We could use a substantial amount more trade power in there to move it out, but the problem is all our trade ships are not doing anything right now. Okay. Interesting. We want to control more of this trade node before we move more into it, I think. Oh man, I'm not 100% sure on that rule. If anybody knows a good way to do that, let me know. So trade ports, though. Timbuktu could have a merchant. Transfer trade. That would be good. Then this shuffles anything coming in here downward. Right? Instead of the 560 going up there, we'll be allowed to push some of it south. Shanghai is collecting. That's fine. Oh, Katsina is a start node, so it got no incoming trade. That shoves that way. And this is all going to move south. That's the only way it can move now. I think we go in here and transfer trade here. And it should move trade south, I think. We'll have to watch for that. Okay. Investing in trade companies, not yet. Provincial unrest. Too many we have military access with Spain. Cancel that. Where are you at? Can I cancel when enemy forces are in the border? Uh-huh. Right. Well, we'll let things progress there. We did the investment here, so let's go ahead and get both of these technologies. We now have established Sunday school. Missionary strength +1. Very cool. What was that for? Stability 2, admin at least 2. Okay, cool. Vassal, access, ally, and military access. So we just need to get Spain off of the... Oh, Portuguese conquest. Right. Portugal is still pounding the daylights out of Shanghai. Forgot about that. Rebel situation is what? Utoni and Kong. Those are got to be over here somewhere, right? That sounds like it's over this way, if I remember correctly. Yes. Utoni and Kong. That's right here. Why would you have... Autonomy is 80%. I think the max autonomy can't be lower than 80%. Yeah, yeah. Unrest is so tiny here. Overextension will solve the unrest issue. Okay. Oh, right, and our dude is cruel, so that's also causing grief. Unrest 12.1. Because we have a religion thing going on. Okay. Probably it won't spark anything. No longer rival of Bamanas. I mean, we get some power projection. Nice, putting us back up over the 50. New Canada? What? Oh, New Granada. I thought that said New Canada. I clicked to it. Look at the size of that bugger. That is impressive, dudes. 30% Liberty Desire. That's dangerous for them. The Creek are doing amazing. Newfoundland's pretty big, but most of that is wasteland territory. A 46.3% Liberty Desire. Yikes. England. That's trouble, man. That is trouble. With the capital Tur. Can we index us here yet, please? They're sticking around. Ah, another province converted. Catholic. Why do we have... Seriously. I went and did that thing where I got them to run in the middle of it, and now I can't get them out of it. Okay, Brittany, are you willing to leave yet? You are. Okay, hold on. Gabon is... I would need to have at least 10 war score to do that. We have 7. Is there... Hold on. Is there a way I can do, like... Oh, hold on. Where's my fleet? I have an idea. I have a crazy idea. Sail you down to there, please. Watch this crazy idea. I can go blockade Gabon, the Brittany's ports. Knowledge sharing with Ethiopia. Sure thing, buddy. I need the money. And you need the knowledge. We are really hemorrhaging cash. We'll go into the positive once we... There you go. That helped, but we also will go in more into the positive once the corruption fades. Due to that. Military access to Brunei. Sure. Let's see if this affects our war score. We're at 8 now, so if we hit 10, we might be able to get it. Oh, I didn't even notice that. We captured a French galleon. Very nice. And destroyed... Nice. Nice stuff. Good job, lads. Good job. And our fleet is... That's a lot of people standing down around in the Spanish lands. I would like to repair damaged. They're just going to go there? Good. Perfect. And they should automatically go back there. So that should give us... That gives us less war score, apparently. Colony self-sustaining. Why did our war score drop? How did we lose war score? Are you like blockading my turf or something? No? Burgundy? We could blockade Burgundy's ports. Let's do this and see what we get. There we go. We got a bunch more. There we go. We're at 12% now. Now Brittany's going to be feeling economic pressure from their allies. Let's clear this and say, will you take... Oh, we can take Gabon. We can take Gabon indeed. We can't take anything more than that from them, but... That's cool. There's no French lands down here. We know that already, and Brittany doesn't have any lands down here as well. So let's just... whatever we can get away with. 12 bucks. Oh, that's a disgraceful war. Well, we get out of it without... oh, the French have a bunch of troops, a ton of troops down here. Jeepers. We get out of it without losing anything. That, to me, is a total win. We get the province and we get out of there. So, yeah, I don't know what you guys are complaining about. We won that war easily. There we go. All right. Let's ignore the casualty list because that's way too painful to think about. We'll group up and get the fleets headed back. What a mess. More conversions. Right, I don't have any land to land in up there. So let's right away separate out the fleets. Get you guys, and the other one can take all the lights out. So you are going to go on a mission to protect trade in wherever we make a bunch of money. Malacca, Gulf of Aden. I think we're going to go to Ivory Coast. Get those ships on their way to the Ivory Coast. Make sure they have the Admiral with them. They don't. Why can we not? Target units out of supply range. Okay, that's fine. You guys get together and hop down here to Benin, please. Actually, let's go to Gabo. Good stuff. Okay, that works for me. And the volume is so freaking loud on my end. That didn't change it. It's just, I think it's just how it's playing out on my... Alright, Chokwe can be reconverted. Good. There will be blood found Newfoundland against the Cree. Spain has canceled military access. Lovely. So we're no longer wasting a point there. We have a core we can put in there on the new Gabon, and that clarifies our action. The reason for this war was our mobility. We couldn't move between the south and the north at all. Too few rivals, eh? Oh, look at that. Portugal is definitely going to be our rival. Portugal it is. We can now seize land, and I think we'll do that right away. Yeah, nothing particularly exciting to do with that. It's fine. Humiliate rivals against Portugal. Portugal, what is your situation militarily? If I were to declare war on you, what would I be bringing in? Not Great Britain. Why not Great Britain? War exhaustion attitude. So Spain and Portugal and all their friends. That's unfortunate. Okay. Great Britain has land, Spain has land, and Portugal has land. I don't think we'd be able to do either of them without getting a bunch of friends. No, there'd be even more friends on this side. But Great Britain would join in that war. That's interesting. If we were to do that war with Great Britain on our side, we'd be still massively outnumbered. Those are amazingly large, cohesive army alliances up north. That's amazing. Okay, center of trades can be upgraded, but I don't want to do that. What I want to do is I want to get our coasts going with more shipping power. Oh, a flagship would be a great idea. We should totally build a flagship. Do we do it a light ship or a heavy? Let's do it a light ship so it doesn't slow the fleet down. Trade route maps. Trade power per ship in fleet +1. Massive. Fleet morale. Fleet engagement width. Fleet blockade. Fleet movement speed. Yes, please. Flagship durability. Movement speed on and off ships. Monthly chance admiral gains skill. Or fleet privateering efficiency. Fleet navy. Tradition from battles. Let's do the flag officers. So we got flag officers to increase our chance of, well, no, every month there's a chance that we have 1% increased chance that we have an admiral gain a skill, which is pretty cool. Fleets are faster and fleets produce much more trade. We do that. All right, let's do that. I like it. And we will name it the children. There we go. So, all right, that will be awesome. But also I want to build buildings, which is what I was going to do. We want the Navy, that's sailor modifier. This is the force limit modifier. So it's 93 ducats, and it gives us +2 to all of our... why are we not able to do that there? Oh, I'm out of money. +2 to every one of those gives +2 to our naval force limit. And right now, our naval force limit is overstretched. We're 10 over force limit. We're building one more. So that was how many buildings we just put in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll actually go surplus with 3 or 4 new ships by the time those buildings go in place. That's pretty solid. They take a year to put in. That's fine then. We'll wait. I think what we're going to do is get our galleons and our transports. That's not them. Our galleons and our transports here. Get them back home. And get them mothballed. Because we're spending a lot on those galleons. Even if it's just the galleons that we mothball. And we can mothball them down like in Benin here. A revolt. That's not something I need to deal with, but I could deal with. Yes. Yeah, let's deal with it. All right, you've got a general we can put in? Sure. Go there, and then back to Benin, please. Other than that, you're sitting with force limit, or no, you're half force limit. So let's get this guy to... Oh, we need 213 bucks to do that, huh? Okay, we won't do another loan for that. More tariffs in Australia? Sure. No representation for that one, sorry. Battle there done. Wait, Nupe's still got some issues, huh? What's this? Miketo Yuola and his family. Eat? Let's do a spy network. Influential trade company in the Coromandel region. Or a skill 2 trader at 50%. What are we running right now for merchants? You are 50% cheaper right now, but you're 60. You're going to be gone real soon. I'm okay with getting you. And probably we put you in place basically right away. Rightful ownership. Benin. Congo will lose his core on Benin and Benin cede to oil. I'm going to say a big whopping fat no, friends. They'll gain some liberty desire and be upset with me. Too bad. You're welcome for getting rid of your little problem there. You're welcome. And no, you're not getting your coastal front back. You will get absorbed at some point, but you're certainly not getting your coast back. More buildings, and we'll just keep spending in on these naval expansion here. That's going to be great for business. Very good, very good. Fuck. That's FAK-FAK. Don't get your head in a dizzy. That's the name of one of our new provinces. So we have more to colonize. I was thinking we could keep going here. It's been working. Maybe we do. So yeah, let's keep expanding the islands here, because they've got some really nice trade stuffs here. Now, all of this trade node, the Moluccas trade node, the more power we have there, the better. But that is going exclusively into the trade node that we only own 1% of. Only 20% of it is moving forward. So if we wanted to get pretty dominant on trade, we could get aggressive in that region as well. We could start fighting some of these areas in the Moluccas, in the Malacca trade node, and get into colonizing and controlling this area. Starting up maybe in Borneo, because we have land there. We could get into fights in these guys. And that would mean starting to take a bunch of trade power. Actual land control here would mean trade power that could be shoved straight into our node, and entirely avoiding the Indian subcontinent. This is the area that we got that boost in Coromandel. Yeah, I think it's going to be quite advantageous for us to get control in Malacca. In the meantime, we also have all the land up here, so the fights over there are not going to have major issues with like overextension and stuff like that that are going to cost us a lot. We could even consider getting a vassal control over there. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Basically conquering a section and then separating it off as a vassal, adding a bunch of territory to them, and then keeping them as a peaceful vassal while we remove these vassals in here. Annex them out. And then basically that, my idea is that that would give us landed control in this area. Maybe vassal's not the right way to do it. Maybe we do, maybe it's a little late in the game for those. I don't know. Thoughts would be helpful if you guys have feedback on that. That would make a lot of difference. I'm going to take the galleons here. We're going to move them down to Benin separately. Then we're going to move the trade ships, the transports rather, down to Benin as well. Now we have 2 extra transports there, more than we need, but I'm going to leave them. Two brigs or whatever they are going to be basically non-existent as far as cost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mothball those galleons. Successful, good. Keep those going. We'll mothball the galleons. We'll get yeah. I'm gonna focus in on buildings, naval buildings here. How much money are we making now? Holy crap. We're making 64. Our overextension cleared up yet? It has not. Wow. Okay, putting those trade ships back on made a big whopping difference. Jeepers. Our military is not costing us anywhere near as much anymore as well, and we now have less overextension on the Navy. Sort of, do we? Not yet. We are going to in 40-something days. Let's go ahead and pop in a few more of those buildings, because those are amazing. So the shipyards to increase our naval power all across the world. The more shipyards we have here, the higher the force limit we have on our fleets, which will give us the ability to have much more control of the coast by adding in powerful ships. Like we've jumped up to 59% here. That's the change. I think we were in the 40s. That's crazy. So now the retained is only 64%. Wait, retained is 64%? Oh, wait, who is retaining trade here? Oh, no, sorry, we're collecting here. I'm reading it backwards. Going forward is Great Britain, Portugal, Spain, Burgundy, the islands, or the Americans. That's about it. So basically, Great Britain, Portugal, and Spain have a lot of political power, or trade power, and thus they're drawing a lot of money out of the region. But we can keep pushing this number up. I'd like to get this into like about 75. That would be great. And then we can at about 75 we should be pretty good for oh, I forgot I had the wrong person here. There we go. Even more trade. At about 75 we should be good to start moving clusters to other places, so we can start, like, we have everything that comes into Zanzibar, and the Cape ends up in Ivory Coast. So anything east of that or upstream of that is stuff that we want to dominate. So here there's 127 monies, or 127 trade power. Our current trade power is 127 here. There's 33.9 ducats movable here. We could move a lot more down. There's 6 going that way, 6.5 going that way, 6.5 going that way, and only 4.5 going down. And then that's 33 of it is being retained. So we got a lot of room we can grow in this area. As well, we're going to finish annexing eventually, in 1625. Jeepers, it's 7 years to finish annexing Pate, and then we can start conflict here. We can't conquer any of this stuff because we have no claims on their lands. Like, I don't know if there's a way to fabricate claims with you guys. Oh. You are almost annexable. Do you have... Hold on. We can't... You're a vassal, so you can't be a vassal until you get this up. It would take us a bunch of time to get that up, and the distance between borders isn't going to change until this changes. Although that might bring the number down enough. Not of the same religious group. I'm just wondering if we can get a vassal on this coast here. If we can do so peacefully, then we can feed them a bunch of territory. That's not far off, because 60, some of that is distance. Pate will conclude most of that. It'll reduce that number anyways. And then we'll have other bonuses. That will cost us a diplomatic relation, though. I don't know. We got to get some other annexes going too here. So let's get some relation boosting going on these guys. We haven't, so let's get you and you boosted up friend-wise, and Oyo can also... No, we got enough relations there. That's everybody? Okay, that's everybody. We're boosting relations with Australia, which is already ridiculously high. Go. Okay, so more to happen in the next episode. Thanks everybody for joining me. Have yourselves a great rest of the day. See you in game.